Alright, we're going to start playing Istaria. Starting off with the Gnome. We're going to have a couple of short breaks here and there as I get started on the tutorial of this one. Start with the male. His glasses look like that little cross-eyed. I believe we start on the tutorial aisle. Alright, I believe all the quests pop up in these little movable windows and boxes. On the top left hand side we got the basic bar. I actually typically change this to become some kind of a hotbar setting down here. Recall is used quite often. Stop action stops any action you're currently doing. Create an item is for crafting. Obviously, sit and stand lets you sit and stand. It does make your hit points and mana recover faster. Alright, we're going to select I'm ready to move on. Top right hand side we can actually take our normal games, actually put the group and yourself as a target information up here on the top left hand side, so we'll move that. Very top right hand side it looks like we have a compass. This is a buff meter. It actually lets us know what buffs are currently running on us. These two here The top one, as you can see, it looks like a road. It kills a road bonus. In this particular game, anytime there's a architecture or a trail or in-city items or roads in the general environment, it actually gives you a speed bonus when you stay on the road versus going off into the wilderness. Alright, we're going to right-click on Mr. Ison here. All the quests are done by reading through the storyline, of course. And we're going to select one of the gifted. You left-click on the actual link item and it brings you to the next part of the storyline. We can go look at adventuring first, of course. Looking at the schools: Warrior, Scout, Cleric, and Mage, typical basic schools. There are a lot of subclasses and specialized classes after you've started your primary schools, of which you can learn all of them. I believe we're going to start with Cleric on this one. Alright, it says we've started our quest here, and this is the first Cleric quest. Show me the quest window, or I already know. Alright, we're going to move this hotbar over. There are a lot of skill options and the like of skills and spells and spell powers and abilities, etc. in this game. So we have to have a lot, and I mean a lot, of click bars to go through to assign all those on. I'm going to move this down just a tad. I usually in this particular game set up quite a few of them right off at the beginning. So we'll typically use, say for example, those two as our primary cleric. I'll probably start mage right after that, so these two will be primarily for mage spells and abilities. And then down here we're going to actually have several of the subclasses, Spirit Master and the like, we're going to run into soon. Alright, so it gave us some inventory. We're going to hit I for inventory and take a look at what we got. Inventory can be sorted or not sorted. Now this is a spell or a crafted item recipe. If you hang and hover over any item, it actually tells you usable classes, the description and item specifics. Looking at this, is ringmail boots, chest, legs, head. Looks like we've got a bronze mace and a bronze small shield. So we're actually going to right click on each one of these and equip refurbished small ingredient. If you look at our C, we're going to pull up our C. This is of course the standard character class information. We'll look a little bit more at that later. I want to see what we're wearing. Alright, let's look at equipment. We got basic clothes on now, so we're going to flip all this out because obviously we want to get into our cleric gear. We're going to leave that there for now. We'll have somebody to sell it to later. Now if you right click on this spell, this is a spell we have not memorized to cast yet for our character. Right click and we'll show you the details. You can deconstruct it if you're looking for some more components for crafting with later. You can of course just destroy it or scribe it. We want to left click on scribe and put this particular spell into our repertoire so we can actually use and cast that spell. We're going to hit C again, C in general. We've got guild, we don't belong to any. We have property, none, because we don't have a building we're building in the world. Building location, our bind location is where we're going to recall to, very similar to every other game where you get to gate back to a particular location that you bind your tune to. That will be here, of course, because we just started the tutorial. Health is your overall health points, hit points. Strength is your actual physical prowess. It does improve with physical attacks and physically demanding crafting skills. That's a little unique to this game, where your actual skills will really physically actually change whether or not you can make a particular tough weapon, or if you can carry on masonry for building buildings and things like that later. Power is, of course, associated with any of the spell casting. And then speed. Speed is your running speed. That's your basic movement base. The races actually start out with different numbers in these categories. Obviously, I'm Gnome, so I got higher power base and less in strength. And the speed is not so good. Alright. Flying speed, we don't have any. Typically, that's the dragons in this game. I don't believe they've actually given flying to any of the other minor races yet, as far as mounts are concerned. I know you can actually mount a player dragon later on in this game as a mount, but starting off, I don't believe you can. Alright, let's look at training points real quick. This is a linkable item. If you link on this, it'll bring you to your training points, which is all the character class information you have currently. And training points can be spent to increase the base of each one of these skills independently. So if I'm using a type of spell, that would be an augmentation. If I'm using a skill or an ability that requires dexterity, evasion obviously is a self-explanatory one. Focus is the actual magical attack focus and mental crafting ability. Health is just to increase my overall hit points. And life, life is actually the power of life to heal your character or return them to life. One-handed crush, shield, etc. In this particular instance, I'm going to give myself a little bit of life, a little bit of health. Focus is really important for any kind of caster. Shield I'm going to give myself 2. I'm going to play with nothing else on there because I think I'm done with my 12 points. Alright, if we look at the bottom right here, I've actually spent 11 of my 12 available. These all come out to be a different base price range as you spend these skill points right here on the top. TP cost, training point cost. You can see here down this list, these are the numeric value to increase it 1 point to the right or left if I decrease it. But we're gonna leave that up there for shield. We're gonna hit OK and it'll commit those. You'll see it'll drop down to 1, and now we have a committed range of increasing those base values. Give me just a moment, right back. I gotta use the restroom real quick.